Good morning, friends. Let's start our class today with the prayer together. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, friend, beloved God, great masters, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, beloved Master, Paramahansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. Bless our class today with thy divine presence. May we feel thy inspiration, thy wisdom, thy joy as we attune ourselves ever more deeply to thee. Om Shanti Shanti. We'll have a song by Swamiji and then an excerpt from a talk by Swami Kriyanandaji. Welcome again, friends.
Lord Most High, our Heavenly Father, all our lives we dedicate to Thee, all our labors, all our joys and woes, all our pleasure, all our melody. Make us each a channel of thy peace. When in darkness, guide us from above. Where there's sorrow, may we sow thy joy. Where there's hatred, may we share thy love. Lord Most High, our Heavenly Father, all our lives we dedicate to Thee, all our labors, all our joys and woes, all our pleasure, all our melody. Make us each a channel of thy peace. When in darkness, guide us from above. Where there's sorrow, may we sow thy joy. Where there's hatred, may we share thy love.
He will be the power that we draw on. Just as today, 2,500 years after the life of Buddha, Buddhists still draw on the power of the Buddha. They still recognize that he was the one who brought that particular ray of the divine truth into this world. They have not banished him into history. He's still alive. And so Master will be that power throughout this work, because he brought this power and represents and is that door through which it comes. But we have to draw on that. And if we don't, then we're not true disciples. A disciple also has to pass it on. Master has to have instruments, and those instruments are you. So you see that taking discipleship is an important step. When the disciple is ready, the guru appears. When the disciple is ready, the path appears. And it's a commitment on your part, and it's a commitment on the part of the masters. That when you turn to them, such is their openness of heart that they also take you. As they take you, as they receive you into their own, remember that this makes you their student and also their child, their son and daughter. That you must try your best to attune yourself to them and to manifest that attunement in your life and to others. And to the extent that you are able to draw on that attunement, to bless others in whatever little way, Like Mrs. Merck, who worked in the garden at Mount Washington, and all she ever did was work with the flowers. And she had a strong Swedish accent. And she said, "The flowers are my children." And she had that loving attitude toward them, but she was blessing the flowers in Master's name. And this is how we have to do it. It doesn't mean that we have to teach. It doesn't mean we have to lecture. We can bless people even walking down the street silently. We can bless them in our prayers. We can bless them through our kind thoughts. But we must be windows for that. So as you take this discipleship, take it as a reciprocal thing. Take it as a responsibility. Take it as an opportunity to grow and to share that deepening attunement which comes with spiritual growth. Or I should put it the other way around and say that great growth that comes through deepening attunement. Take it and give it to all. In that way, you too will grow.
Welcome again, everyone. Today's topic is how to go on pilgrimage. And I think Swamiji was just overall saying how we should always try to give back and not just receive as disciples, as devotees. And generally, life is a pilgrimage. We're all pilgrims. We're on a journey. We're seeking truth. We're seeking God. And also, there are special places where we go on pilgrimage to find the blessings there, to feel uplifted, to feel inspired, to feel an attunement. Also, going to the Guru is a pilgrimage, that as we go to our masters, our master and our masters, we feel fulfilled, uplifted, in attunement with light, with joy, with wisdom. There was a disciple whose guru told him to go on pilgrimage, and the disciple stood up and he went 3 times around his guru and he sat back down. And he said, that was my pilgrimage. And so going to the Guru is also a pilgrimage. I remember saying the same to Swamiji once here in India, where he told us to go on pilgrimage. And I said, why do we need a pilgrimage when we have you here? And he said, well, that's fine, but you still need to go. And then ultimately, the deepest pilgrimage is inside ourselves, isn't it? With God alone, with Guru alone. And that happens every day as we meditate, as we go into silence and feel God's presence inside of ourselves. So there are certain ways we can go outwardly on pilgrimage, but let us remember the deepest pilgrimage isn't out there. It's within ourselves. Ananda, over the past 30 years plus or so, maybe plus or minus, has taken people from America to India on pilgrimage. And also here in India, we have pilgrimages all the time during the course of the year. 30, 40, 50 people have gone and go on those pilgrimages. Now, as we go, the purpose is twofold. The aim is twofold. One is to receive whatever we can from that holy place, from that saint, from where we are going, from the Ganga, from wherever it is that we find ourselves going. But the other, I think people don't think about very much. The other is to give, to add to that holy place, to that holy spot, and to not only feel you're receiving, but also giving. How do we do that? Well, we're just coming from pilgrimage. That's why I chose this topic. A group of us with Jyotish and Devi Ji, just went to Varanasi. We went to the home of Lahiri Mahashaya Ji. We stood outside there, meditated. We went to Trilanga Swami's. We went to Ananda Ma's. These are very, very holy places. Then we went to Calcutta, to Master's home, to the Tulsi Bose shrine. And then we went to Serampore. We went to Rai Ghat, where Babaji appeared to Swami Shri Yukteswarji. We went to Swami Shri Yukteswarji's home and his ashram. And it was very, very uplifting. We chanted, we meditated, but in our minds was also that we were giving back. So what do we do? How do we really go in the deepest way on pilgrimage? Well, first of all, go with devotion in your heart, of self-offering, of giving your love, of opening yourself to, yes, receive, but we receive as we're open and as we give. So as we go on pilgrimage, let's go with the openness of heart, of a giving spirit, of a loving spirit, of devotional spirit that we offer to God, to gurus, to the holy place, to that saint or person who we meet. And secondly, going, praying, not just for yourself, but praying surely for others, pray for the world, pray that light, that flood that come from that place and flood the whole world. Swamiji gave an example, a story once of when in India here, years back, he went to a holy temple and he was sitting there praying, meditating, and afterwards someone asked him, well, what do you pray for when you're sitting there? And he said, oh, I pray to give my life to God, or for God contact and upliftment of spirit. And the man said to him, well, nobody prays for that. People pray for a healing. They pray for a job. They may pray for a wife, or may pray for to have children, or various things, but not many people just pray to God just for the love of God, or pray for the world, or send that vibration from that holy place out everywhere. And so that's a wonderful one to keep in mind as well. Another beautiful practice is to chant there if you can. We were able to chant in Swami Shri Yukteswarji's room, where he had many times spent with Master, where he supposedly slept. I don't think he slept very much, but it was very powerful there. But we sang a chant that Swami Shri Yukteswarji enjoyed, and it was very deep to be able to chant there and leave that vibration there. And we chanted at Rai Ghat under the banyan tree, where Babaji came to Swami Shri Yukteswarji. And we chanted Om Babaji, Om Babaji, and you could feel his presence there. But we wanted to leave that vibration there of the Master and of joy and devotion in our hearts. And finally, meditation. As you meditate there, you leave a vibration. As you do Kriya in a holy place, you're leaving a vibration of peace, of calmness, of interiorization, of upliftment, of God contact, of devotion in your heart, of joy. And so as you go to places, don't just go and pranam and walk out. We don't go that way in our pilgrimages, but sit, meditate, do kriya, do hangsa, do om, and feel you're leaving that vibration there for other devotees who come, other people who come who can't meditate, who don't meditate. But that vibration of calmness, of steadiness, of focus at the spiritual eye, of om, leave that there as you go to these holy places. And finally, Swamiji said several times, he said, it's not enough just to go to pilgrimage places. He said, now is the time to create more pilgrimage places. Isn't that a wonderful thought? And if we I think of Ananda Village. That's the most wonderful pilgrimage place I can think of. But as you go there, everybody there is a Kriyaban for the most part. The children, of course, aren't, but everybody there meditates, does energization, serves, is joyful, is selfless. That's a pilgrimage place. Swami Kriyanandaji, a saint, lived there for dozens and dozens of years. Many other saintly people, they're living there and they're sharing their life, their vibrations with the world. Ananda and Assisi, it's a pilgrimage place. This temple here that I'm in Delhi, it's a pilgrimage place. Any place for people where we can go and pray and meditate and offer our love and offer our devotion, that vibration stays there in that place. And others who come, they sit immediately, they want to meditate because that's the vibration that is there. And so as we go on pilgrimage, we go in this way to add to the vibrations by prayer, devotion, chanting, calling on God to be there. Then everyone else who comes feels that vibration, especially as we go as a group. And I know there's a pilgrimage, several coming up in these next months. And also we receive so much more from the places that we go to by going in the way of not just having a handout. I want this, I'm praying for this, I need this, but saying, I love you, Lord, that's why I'm here. I give my love, I give my devotion, and I add my blessings to this holy place. God bless you all. And now I'll ask Nitendra to come on screen and we have a few questions.
Yes, Dhyanaji. Dhyanaji, the first question, of course, you mentioned why the pilgrim places are so powerful. The question that comes to mind is, what happens when we go to a pilgrim place? Does it happen right then and there, or does the effect last even after we are back?
Wow. Well, I'll say this, that your own temple should be a pilgrimage place, isn't it so? As you go there every day, you're going with devotion, you're going with love, you're meditating, you may be chanting, you're praying for others. You're creating a place there that's becoming a pilgrimage place. My temple is surely a pilgrimage place. So what happens there? Your karma is lessened. For one, you burn up karma. If this is if you go in the right way, you may find some healing taking place. There are many places that have holy water, like here in India, the Ganges, and in places in Europe, in Lourdes and other places, Fatima, where people who loved God prayed, where they lived, where they called on God, where I think what happens in pilgrimage places, at least the deep ones, is that God has appeared and he appears. Maybe we can't see Divine Mother there, or maybe the masters, we felt Babaji was there with us in Raigat under that banyan tree. We didn't see him, but it certainly felt like he was there. So I think we get a blessing. We get some of our karma taken away. I think we receive good karma, but you can't go with, okay, I came here because I came for good karma. I came here so I can get a job. I came here, that's not the way to approach Divine Mother. If you come, I have to have this, that's why I came. That's the only reason I came. Well, that's not the right spirit. And so if you go with the pureness in your heart, now I'm speaking with devotees, other people who aren't, go in any way that they can. It's even good just to go. But for devotees and disciples, it's good to go with the spirit of blessing, that you're giving a blessing. What is that? That's a wonderful thought. I'm giving the blessing. Now, what happens then? You receive so much more instead of something else. As if you go, you could get healed. There are many miraculous stories of people being healed at holy places. You may have a vision. The master may appear to you or may touch you. What I have felt and what I felt in these days was my life was deeply blessed. I don't know what all happened, but I know there was a blessing.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. The next question, Dhyanaji, is, do the masters really bless people at pilgrim spots?
I think they bless some people. Here again, it depends on how you go. And Babaji certainly appeared to Swami Shri Teswarji when he was there at Raigat. But then he was, Swami Shri Teswarji went to get some prasad for Babaji and his band of disciples. And he came back and Babaji was gone. And he met Babaji sometime later at Lahiri Mahashayaji's house. And he said, Swami Shri Teswarji said to Babaji, why did you leave me? I went to get you some prasad. Why did you go? And Babaji told him, he said, you were so restless that you fairly extinguished me in the ether. And so I think that's the thing, if you can go with calmness, and chanting helps that, meditation helps that, and then things happen. And I want to repeat again, you don't have to know that something happened. Maybe it'll happen later. Maybe you don't ever connect the two. Maybe something happens in a dream. How do we know? But just be assured that these places and people there, they hold very powerful vibrations. But you have to be open to receiving those vibrations. I think some people receive a little, some people receive more, some people receive more, some people receive more, some people receive more. We surely could feel Anandamoy Ma's vibrations at her ashram. Certainly felt Master in that attic meditation room. And holding Babaji's trident, did we not feel Babaji's presence? Of course we did. Sitting in Swami Shri Teswarji's room, I felt he was blessing us. So it's subtle though. It's not like you get hit over the head and you feel like, now I'm in samadhi finally. These are subtle blessings, but you have to be subtle. You can't go, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. Then I didn't get anything. How do you know? I can just sense that. I mean, we only came back yesterday. I just feel full to the brim. And I think that will last a very long time.
To add to that, Dhyanaji, the next question is, how should I prepare for a pilgrim? It should be different from just going someplace that we usually do, right? So
that's a good question. Yeah. Pray to Master, the gurus, to go with you and to be with you and to guide you, to have you have the right thoughts when you're there, to help you to calm your mind. Um, of course, meditation, all the practices will help. Other preparation is maybe be more alone in silence as you go, when you go, before you go. How about afterwards as well? Because so many things are happening, and if you can just lose it, you lose them from your restlessness. And so yeah, inner preparation is important. And go with other people if you can, not just other people, go with devotees. Devotees all chanting together, you're going to draw a response. You by yourself, it's going to be much harder. Guy was sitting with Nayaswamis and brahmacharis in these past days at these holy places, and I just felt, wow, this is fantastic. Really, people have been on the path over 50 years. It's just what a blessing. So I would suggest going with Daya and Keshava's pilgrimages if you possibly can. There are pilgrimages from other centers as well. Go with the center leaders, but go with Guru Bhais, because we're all of the same vibration, and that's masters and our guru's vibration, and that will draw their response. So I think that's what I would say about that too.
Thank you, Dhyanji. There's another live question.
Okay,
How frequently should we go for such pilgrimages?
that's a good question too. Once a year? Twice a year? 3 times a year? However much you can go. I mean, I would go to Master's house at least, and Tulsi Bose Shrine at least. I would go once a year. But that's, that would be me. You may want to go somewhere else once a year. I would say, I mean, in India, people go all the time. In America, what holy places do you go to? You go to Master's shrines down in Los Angeles. Once a year that's bare bones. That's minimum. The more you can go, the better. Here again, let me just say, your meditation room, make it a pilgrimage spot. Make it holy. And when you go in there, you just feel like you're bathed in the vibrations of God and gurus. Some people can't go. I mean, we were walking in the Varanasi, those ghats, the steps are so high. I mean, it was difficult. That wasn't an easy pilgrimage. Up, down, up, down, up, down, at least 6 times. And all the press of the crowds and all of that. So some people can't do pilgrimage or not do it very much. So God can come to you anywhere. And just know that. Be open everywhere you go. And that spot that you stand on, where you call on God, can be your pilgrimage place. Okay. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.